Kisame Hoshigaki versus Itachi Uchiha. Two former partners and perhaps the greatest duo in the Akatsuki. Who wins between them if they were to turn each other and fight in a full-scale battle? Well, that's the battle I have for y'all today. Like, share, and subscribe, as well as comment down below on any thoughts you'll have about this video. Now, before we jump right into the video, let me just state, Kisame was never really blitzed by KCM1 Naruto, as he was not looking in the direction of Naruto and was much weaker at that point. What Naruto did to Kisame did not really count as blitzing. What counts as blitzing is what Naruto did to Pain and what Sasuke did to Naruto and the rest of Team 7 at the start of Naruto Shippuden. This is not blitzing. And obviously I'm also going to be using a healthy and alive Itachi. Now let's get into the video. First of all, they are relative in all aspects of taijutsu. The reason why I believe that to be so is because Itachi could be relative to a KCM1 Naruto or slightly greater than him in his Edo form, which is obviously quite incredible. And a base Kisame would be lower or weaker than this Edo form Itachi, as he can struggle with a base B at times. And when B goes into his cloaked form, which should be closer to a KCM1 Naruto, Kisame just starts to really struggle at that point. So Kisame in his base form should be weaker than an Edo Itachi, but then Kisame goes into his second state and is then greater than a V2B, which is obviously quite insane and would then be on par or perhaps even greater than an Edo Itachi. But then there's also the aspect that Edo forms are not brought back at their full level of power, which would mean that an alive and healthy Itachi should be greater than the strength, speed, and durability levels of an Edo Itachi, and so would mean that he should be more relative to that second state Kisame. So the relativity could be a bit shaky, but I think the actual best thing to do is to put them at the relative levels, given that we don't know the true difference in power between Edo Itachi and a living or an alive and healthy Itachi. So I think relativity is fine. I think in terms of durability, Kisame far outscales Itachi. Now I do understand that Itachi is durable, but Kisame tanked multiple attacks from an open gate guy, and on top of that was able to tank a Hirodora, which is an attack that can hurt a War Arc Madara, and Itachi, as durable as he is, cannot tank attacks at this caliber. And then obviously in terms of general hand-to-hand combat skill, I think they are somewhat relative, perhaps Itachi a bit greater. Both of them have quite a lot of experience, but Kisame has more experience than Itachi, but also Itachi has greater skill and is known to be a prodigy. So I think relativity there too is fine. And then there's obviously the aspect of their true full-out power. Now in this aspect things might change, because in terms of destructive power, Kisame far outscales the levels of Itachi. The reason why I'm saying that is because Kisame just generally has more powerful attacks. His general shock bombs can hurt powerful characters and destroy landmasses, and if that's not good enough, there's also the super shock bomb, which can completely annihilate almost any enemy it goes against, as it can not just hurt them drastically, but it can also absorb their chakra, which is a powerful attack on Kisame's side. On top of that, he has the Wave of 1,000 Sharks, which is also insanely powerful. So in terms of raw destructive power, I have to go on Kisame's side. But Itachi does have quite a lot of jutsus himself, many of which can counter Kisame's quite well, as Itachi has powerful fire style jutsus, and many of them too. But he doesn't only have fire style, he also has water style jutsus, and just like Kisame, he has clones he can create which are quite formidable. And on top of that, Itachi has more one-shot win attacks than Kisame. Many of Kisame's attacks are obviously quite powerful, but none of them are exactly known to be one-shot wins, whilst Itachi does have quite a few one-shot wins. Now Itachi has general Genjutsu, which I don't think would be much of a problem for Kisame to deal with, as Kisame is experienced and should know how to break out of Genjutsu, especially with Samihara, who could help him break out of it. But then there's the Tsukuyomi. Now you could say Kisame would know to avoid Itachi's eyes, which is a possibility, but if the Tsukuyomi hits, it's an easy kind of win for Itachi. And then on top of that, Itachi also has Amaterasu and the Totsuka Blade. He also has Izanagi, which is also a powerful ability. And if Amaterasu or the Totsuka Blade hits, Kisame is done for. So in terms of raw destructive power, I think Kisame to be greater, but the versatility, hacks, and other abilities that Itachi has gives him a massive advantage in the battle. Now, who do I believe wins the battle? Well, I think it should be Itachi Uchiha. Now I know many people might already agree or believe that Itachi should win, but I don't think people really understand the difference in this battle, because the only real problem Itachi has in this battle is hitting Kisame with these one-shot win attacks. Now if he fails to do so, he might truly struggle, because Kisame has a larger amount of chakra and way more stamina and durability, and many of Itachi's general attacks will not have much of an effect against Kisame. He'd have a lot of problems fighting fighting Kisame, and Kisame can be absorbing Itachi's chakra whilst they actually fought. And on top of that, he has powerful attacks on his side, especially with his clothes being relative to his strength and speed, whilst also being more durable than ordinary clothes. So Kisame is quite a big problem. But then he can go into his second state where he's stronger and faster, more durable, and has a natural advantage. Now, if Itachi gets caught in this entire water bubble thing, as smart as Itachi might be, he might really struggle to free himself, and the only way he can do so is by annihilating Kisame, which again he does have the capabilities of doing, as he has more one-shot wins. Now, I do think these one-shot attacks that Itachi has can land against Kisame regardless of Kisame's speed, because Kisame is obviously quite fast and quite powerful, but I do think the Amaterasu or the Totsuka Blade or Tsukuyomi would be able to win. Itachi just has way more one-shot wins, and if any of them lands against Kisame, it's GG's, and Kisame loses the battle because he has no counter for any of these attacks. And so, if Itachi uses these attacks in an early state of the battle before perhaps Kisame goes into his second state, then it's an almost instant win for Itachi. And in Kisame's second state, Itachi will struggle a bit more to hit these attacks, but he still has the capabilities of doing so, and if he does again, Itachi should win. Now, I do think Kisame will put up a good fight against Itachi, a really good fight, but I think ultimately Itachi wins the battle. Now, I'm sure many people are going to have a lot of comments and thoughts about this. If y'all do, you can leave them down below. I'd love to see them. This is MC Info with another MC Clash. I'm out.